Yeah, Rap Radar Podcast, Elliot Wilson.
This is B-Dot.
B-Dot, what's up, baby?
Feeling good, man.
Yo, we got some family here, man.
Yes, sir.
They came through for us in the clutch.
In the clutch. When in doubt.
I'm going to tell you something I never noticed before. You switch up your voice for interviews. You're like Funk Master Flex. Yo, it's the Funk Master. I'm like, yo, where the hell that voice come from? I just been talking to him for an hour.
I just turned it up a little, man.
Damn.
Just for the intro. Just for the intro. A little intro bounce.
Well, hi, I'm Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
Yes, sir.
That's the
Would-be
mayor,
mayor.
sneaker.
That's the mayor.
Impresario.
Yes.
So in full transparency, we had emergency cancellation.
Yes.
B-Dot put the power signal out there.
I put the TS sign in the sky.
Never let you guys down. But yo, I was a bum today. I'm actually wearing free merch somebody gave me.
I was gave them a look at their lives right there.
Yeah, I was going to my stylist, you know, and then he said, yeah, and I came and I didn't read. Oh, man, shit. Don't judge me on this drip.
Nah, it's all good, Joe. And May, of course, you coming through dripped out as always, per usual. With the,
I'm just happy to be here.
I see a sneaker that most people don't have,
and
man.
the kicks, gentlemen.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Which
Wow.
one? Which one?
New York release.
Wow.
Strictly New York. I really made that for Miami, but they were like, yo, let's just kill New York with it because, you know, New York, you know, it's my home base.
Right.
So
Yes.
no matter what, you know.
For the people that don't know, that are listening, that don't know what we're talking about, you're wearing the Air Force One Terror Squad collaboration sneaker.
Yes, it comes out like in another week. But let me tell you what's the weirdest thing is I seen somebody, whoever you are, finally I got a good message on Twitter. Cause you know, Twitter's the home of fat fuck, your mother's a lesbian. Nah, this stuff. No, if you ever want to feel like shit, just go to your Twitter. Yeah. 1,000,000,000%. Like
Facts.
these people are really on it, right? Home of hate. And so I went there and the guy said, you know, it's crazy because I always say this, right? Not even comparing me to these guys, but you know, Martin Luther King to me was the greatest American. They killed him.
Yep.
And then years later, they gave him his own avenue on every street. And a holiday, Malcolm X, great American. They killed him. Now he got schools. So this Terror Squad sneaker was actually illegal. The guy who designed that for me, originally they fired him for designing Terror Squad sneakers for me.
Wow.
He worked at Nike. So they fired him.
How many years back was this?
20-something years ago.
Yeah.
And now we're celebrating the Terror Squad Air Force One that he got fucking fired for in general release. It's unbelievable. Somebody said, yo, you know the guy who designed that got fired behind that sneaker.
Wow.
It's so crazy it's out now. You know, that's the world.
Wow. That's amazing, Joe.
Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump. Now, I'm the king of morals, principles. Said my whole life, I wish no one death. I wish my enemy jail, right? But I really hate Donald Trump. And I hate Rudy Giuliani even more. Despise him for what he was doing out here in New York. But I'm scared. These guys just got hit with the RICO law. And you talking about a guy who hates these guys. But I don't wish that on nobody. I really don't wish that on them.
Right.
77 years old. He's going to jail.
Yeah.
And the crazy days, Donald Trump is going to fucking jail. Rudy Giuliani, the creator of the RICO law, 30 years later is going to jail.
On the RICO.
Right.
On the fucking
Jesus.
RICO. He done put 1,000, 10,000 people in jail on the RICO. And so this scares me. Earth scares me.
Adios.
I just want to die with no incidents, I don't want to stick around long enough for them to come back and hang me from my Terror Squad laces or something. This world's fucking crazy. No, this world is fucking crazy.
Well, you want some positive news, beautiful news. You know, you're a man who's had a lot of legendary hip hop moments. I feel like you just did a recent back-to-back on us, Fat Joe.
Yep.
You had a 50 Cent brought you out at Barclays, then Yankee Stadium. You took the shirt off again. You made history.
Sexy.
So you got to paint the
back.
picture what those 48 hours was like for you.
Oh no, it was.
You were there too, man,
I
right?
think it's more like a 4.
I was there for one.
I think it was
a whole
more
nother
like a
argument.
4-day adrenaline rush that I couldn't go to sleep. I ain't had that in years. Maybe since Big Pun went double platinum and we was gonna do the Puerto Rican parade, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
because it was
my
right
God,
around the same week. Yeah.
Puerto Rican parade. It was like, you know, you can't sleep. I'm thinking, yo, we're gonna do the Still Not a Player. Everybody, you know. It ain't been since that. Now, it's hip hop's 50th birthday. I don't know if you saw the clip I put up with Grandmaster Flash.
I did.
Who's Grandmaster Flash? But let
One of the
me tell you
forefathers.
why I'm explaining this.
Yep.
Right? Because lately, I tell such incredible stories. They starting to call me Joey Cap. I'm not Joey Crack. No, I get it.
Yeah.
If you're a young dude or you're not from New York or you don't really know the whole real Fat Joe history,
It seems
and you
mythical.
from
It can't be
Memphis,
true.
Tennessee,
Yeah,
and not just
yeah.
ruling out wherever, it sounds like he's full of shit. This guy's with Biggie and Tupac. No fucking way, right? So I'm Joey Cap now. All my
That's
stories
wild.
are Cap.
Wow.
Right? And then home of Twitter, they call me an appropriator. They call me a white guy that I've jumped in the hip. No, it's fucking incredible.
Jesus.
No, I'm from the birthplace of hip hop.
Yes,
absolutely.
And so the other day, we at Yankee Stadium and Grandmaster Flash came in. You know, my brother was his crate boy.
Crate
you
boy.
don't know.
Carrying the records.
Yeah, carrying the records while he DJ'd. You know, I knew him since I was 5 years old, a little baby. Melly Mel, all these guys are from my block. Shot Rock is from my block.
First
And
female
it's
MC.
crazy. The weirdest thing is that I looked at women in hip hop yet last night and think, I used to tell people Biz Markie used to work in my, rest in peace, Biz Markie, used to come to my store once a week and work the cash register.
The
I'm
sneaker
watching
store,
the Biz
yeah.
Markie documentary. They showed a video of him in the cash register. Right?
In your
So these
sneaker store,
stories
yeah.
are unbelievable.
All your
But
ties.
Flash was like, yo, your babysitters, Little Terry and Little Kiki, they invented, let me hear you say, ho. These are my babysitters. Grandmaster Flash, there's footage of it,
Yes.
right? And, I'll say I got Bone Thugs and Biggie to do the Bone and Biggie, and everybody call me Joey Cap, and then Crazy Bone will come on and say, no. True.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Fat Joe did it.
Yeah.
He made it happen. And so,
Why did you say Flash said he always curse you out on text? Like, what's the issue?
Yeah, I wanna know what that
Why
is.
does he always
if you think he's an asshole, this guy, if you know this guy, he's a professional asshole. Right? No, if he loves you, he'll die for you.
Is that true? Be that your friends with Mary.
Man
Man's a
to
good
give you
guy.
anything. He's one of my few friends that give me anything in the world. He's with me every day. He's an asshole professionally, right?
Professional
But we
asshole.
love him, right?
Yes.
Grandmaster Flash got that. He got that DNA. Like if he come up in here, you better act like the guard came in here. Don't be subtle with him.
Yeah.
He know he
You gotta
started
bow down.
this
You
shit.
gotta bow down.
He know he invented this shit.
Yeah.
So when he comes, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like your Grandmaster Flash.
Yes.
And to humble yourself. Put your head down and just be like, okay.
Yep.
Don't know what the fuck he's gonna say. What he told me was my DJ's fake. Some typical mayor shit. Cause we did a Good Morning America, and to think I bigged them up on Good Morning
saw
America.
that, yes,
It's
yes.
the 50th anniversary. They pick us to perform. Yo, big up Grandmaster Flash, the legend of all. He still cursed me out. Yo, your DJ's a fake DJ. These young guys with these computers, man, get somebody with some turntables. You're embarrassing us. You're from the Bronx. Thank you, Flash. Happy birthday.
Tough
That's
love.
right.
Happy birthday, Grandmaster Flash. Fuck you want me to do? It's Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
You can't argue with these people.
You taking the shit elder.
You cannot argue with these people. But hip hop's 50th.
Yeah. So
Now
it was
let me
4 days.
describe it to you what happened, right? 4 days you want?
You said the 4
So
days.
50 said, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. I was supposed to come out with Buster. Buster was calling me, but I was shooting some episode, like a panel, and I got there late, and 50 was already on, and they was like, "Yo," Fifth said, "Touch it." So it was like God's doing. We blew that shit down, legendary.
Right.
It was pandemonium. And I want to thank the G Unit loyal fans for giving me respect and love in that way because, we warred with each other.
Right. Yeah.
And to come out in his fan base and for them to go crazy was a beautiful thing. We've been family and love forever, but it was an amazing, amazing feeling. That set him up. The next morning, we on Good Morning America. You watching, me and my sister Buster, we killing that shit. Legendary Bia. And that just set up Yankee Stadium. Now, Yankee Stadium, I prepared for that. I'm a warlord, right? And people don't understand that. Street, hip hop, I'm a warlord. Like, Versus wasn't war. Versus was me and my brother. and I couldn't disrespect. You know, if I ain't like Ja Rule, I'd have brung 50 Cent out on verses. Like, you know, I'm a warlord. Like, I know what to do. Like, you know, I come up, I'm a disciple of KRS-One. I'm a disciple.
Hello.
You know, I'm a warlord. You know what I mean? So we in Yankee Stadium, 50th anniversary. I know it's all love, but you can't come in the Bronx and Fat Joe's little 15 minutes. You're not leaving saying, oh, them Bronx boys was here.
But you drove there.
No,
remember.
from the projects.
Forest
Made
Project.
it-
From
made a
my
point
apartment, from my
saying
old
that.
apartment. I drove there from the projects. Thank God they love me so much. I might have had 3-4 million in jury on. Drop top, going through the Bronx, stopped by the KAR in Vietnam. My man Miami Trap, Pistol Pete, came out, dapped him, pulled up to the stadium. The camera comes on. Fat Joe's there live. Meanwhile, the intro's going, Crazy Legs, and my cousin, that's actually my cousin,
That's your
Gravity.
cousin. Wow.
And he's number 2 in the world. He's going to the Olympics for
crazy.
B-Boy, Gravity. But actually, my cousin, Crazy, he's from Queensbridge.
Wow.
He's from his family, you know, the DNA.
yeah,
his
yeah.
mother's from Queensbridge Projects.
Yeah.
So they go in, they do their thing, you know, Crazy
That's how
Legs
you set your set off. Breakers.
Got
in
to.
2023. Yeah.
It's 50th year of hip hop.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you how I arrived. When I arrived, it was so much traffic.
Oh, it was insane.
Right? It was like 1 hour. I'm looking at Yankee Stadium. It's 1 hour, 1 block, 1 hour. I was like, I had to get out and sneak in the stadium. Now they have the normal exit have 450 guys talking about they with Fat Joe from the Bronx. They calling me. Now, if I had to convince a man to let me in Yankee Stadium, not there. I said, bro, they're gonna riot. They're gonna bum rush. 1,000,000% if I go through the normal way. All these Bronx dudes
been
are
crazy.
going to riot. They're going to force their way in, like Fat Joe. So they let me sneak in. But no, what was so beautiful, right, was all the rappers like Nas, Jay-Z, everybody was texting each other. Chuck D.
So he was
you know,
backstage the whole time.
They
right?
was texting me, happy 50th, happy birthday. It was like New Year's Eve. Like 2000. Like when we thought Y2K didn't finish us.
Right.
Motherfuckers was texting motherfuckers like Y2K. Like, yo, happy birthday, brother. KRS, yo. Like, it was some shit. I have never felt this since I was a little kid around hip hop. I pull up to the stadium. You had young brothers and sisters with their own little speaker freestyling. Yo, I'm nice this. I'm like Aaron Judge. I'm this. 10 steps later, you had bands playing shook ones, like the Roots. Boom, boom. You look in the street, the cops are breakdancing. No.
Were
That's
they
New
undercover?
York. No, they was there, breakdancing.
Uniform?
Motherfuckers was on Yankee Stadium property,
That was a block
barbecuing on Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium property, you might as well be in the White House.
Yeah.
Right? That's Yankee
No, it was
Stadium
a block
property.
party around the
Yeah.
stadium.
Motherfuckers
It was
was
amazing.
barbecuing in the stadium. People walking by you looking like Run DMC with the rope chain, the shit.
Yeah.
It was unreal. The vibe was too unreal, and I had to do what I had to do. And so I came from the projects, and what Fat Joe used to do, anybody who's from my projects, they know I was the fat Puerto Rican kid that was topless. I was always, all summer I had chains on, no shirt on, never cared about being fat. I was Fat Joey. And so when I went in that stadium, I first walked in with that, I was Poppy Shampoo. So I walked in halfway topless. I had the, what's my man?
You had the Jeff Hamilton.
Jeff Hamilton
Hamilton.
made me a special custom-made jacket for me and Tone Sunshine. So I was Poppy Shampoo originally, couple of chest hairs out. And while I'm there, I said, man, let me show them all my ass. Joey Crack coming out tonight. So I take my jacket off. Last time I did that was 20 years ago with Ashanti.
MTV.
And then we
Yeah.
was on stage again. I said, you know what, Ashanti? I'm taking it off. She was probably like, this guy's going. But I just wanted them to know, yo, you're in my house. Like, I love everybody here. I love
But
everything.
Fat Joe's not going to have not the best set in tear
You're
this
in
down.
my house.
Yeah.
You're in my house. There's no way. That's like me going to LA 50th anniversary of Snoop Dogg not ripping me down. You know what I mean? So my whole show was my whole show was structured around Warlord. You know, it wasn't beef, wasn't nothing, but it was like, and they only gave me 15 minutes. So it had to be like a medley. It had to be like if you notice, we was like doing the Jamaican sound clashing. So all my songs was clashing into songs. Like we was just clashing. We wasn't talking. We wasn't, because we had to get it off. And you know, and so the whole thing is like, it was like a watch. It's like movable parts. So I had to get, if I couldn't get in, KRS couldn't get in, Peter Guns couldn't get in, Ashanti couldn't get in. The traffic was insane. I think it was a little bit delayed because people couldn't get there. It was too much traffic. I never seen that. And so everybody gets in. I was like, I was so stressed out because I knew what had to be done. I stood in the room. I wasn't even letting my brothers and everybody was like, yo, tell them such and such at the door. We like, and I just kept
concentrating.
Too much, because I knew I had to deliver. I knew what I was capable of doing. I knew what I was gonna do. And then once we bring out Ashanti looking beautiful, Ram, you know, once we go into that, bam, 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 Peter Guns does it. But wasn't for the Bronx.
He was good.
You see that coming.
That's the
Guns.
Bronx
That was
national
dope.
anthem.
That was dope. Yeah.
So when that comes on, and then we go right in, if it wasn't for the Bronx, and then it goes, then, like I told my DJ, cut us off, like violate us. If it wasn't for the South Bronx, the South, we on our shit. Now.
You broke my heart, Joe.
Yeah, idol.
For real?
You broke my heart, man. We
Why?
broke KRS. That song, man. We're Queens guys, so every time you hear
My wife is from Queens.
So this
That
day,
was
you
hip-hop.
Queens
I
guys
know.
don't
You know, I
stop.
was hanging out with MC Shan backstage. The whole day, I hung out with MC Shan. No, I kissed Roxanne Shante. Not Craig G. I said what's up to him, but I kissed Roxanne Shante before I walked on stage. That's my word. I hung out with Shan all day. That's just hip hop.
I know.
It was no violence.
But then when you did DJ Red Alerts, it's like, oh man, why'd you
Yo, it's funny. We talk about this all the time. You Queens guys will never give Bronx guys a break for this, man. Why?
Told me?
Why?
You know what Nori told me? He said he was going for me in verses, and when I walked out to the Bridges Over instrumental, he said, fuck it, this guy. He said, I better lose. Nori was like, fuck you, you better lose. His nephew got mad at me. Nephew never goes against me for nothing, really. He said, man, fuck you. The Queens, he said, you lost Queens. He walked out to Ja Rule with the Bridges Over. He was like,
We got PTSD,
Queens was off the
man.
chart.
Yeah, that's
We got
what it is.
PTSD from that. Shan was nice, but when the Bridges Over came out, it was just that instant knockout. It was just like,
Instant.
damn. I was like,
One
I remember
hitter
the first
quitter,
time hearing it
over.
on Kiss
Yes.
FM. I remember the first
Over.
time hearing it. It was just over.
I think we all remember
It
that.
was freezing outside. I had the Walkman on. I wrote about it in my book of Jose.
Yep.
I'm outside. There's no way I thought that. So you got to understand, the Juice Crew was like Nas, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg.
It was.
They were like Nas, Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg. They were the first monopoly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? They were
Yeah.
like, anybody you ever thought was somebody, Drake on the same fucking team. So there was no way you thought this little kid from the Bronx, KRS-One, was gonna do it to him. So I had, to be honest with you, I had never heard Jamaican music in my life before.
That was different, yeah.
Right? So when that shit came on, he was like, Red Alert was like brand new KRS-One. I was outside with a Walkman on. It was below zero or some shit. I was in my projects. And that shit said boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, and he got, the bridge is over, the bridge is over. Put it up, the bridge is over. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you come in down there, yo, I start running around my whole project. Yo, screaming to my, yo, you did it, yo. Well, shout out to the whole Juice Crew.
Yeah.
You know, I asked Big Daddy Kane one day, and I never knew. He said, yo, him and KRS was cool.
They were
before.
friends, yeah, right?
They were brothers.
Yeah.
Like KRS helped him move out his apartment. And
Wow.
he said, I couldn't go against Chris. He was literally my brother behind the scenes. I was like, oh.
It's funny, when they did that versus, they were in the same dressing room in the back, just chilling. Remember,
Just
we pulled
brotherly
up on
love.
them. They were sitting there laughing and joking.
You know, I tried to
before they
go in
went out
there.
and did the verses.
Yeah, I tried to ice grill Kane and all that. He was like, yo, bro, I know who you here with. Calm down. He was like, calm down. We brothers. Like, you playing yourself. We don't need that energy, Joe.
It was such a moment to watch them chilling. It was so funny. It's funny. I looked at Chris. I'm like, Chris, I love you. Just don't look in my direction when Symphony comes on.
Oh, Symphony.
Because that's, to me, that's like
Kane's
Kane's
his
verse.
favorite.
I'm Kane's my favorite. Like, I love Kane. Like,
Yeah.
And whenever I hear the Symphony, I go nuts on
We
Kane's
love
verse.
Kane
Yeah.
too. Like,
How can you not, right?
yeah, we love Kane. We love MC Shan, bro. I hung out with MC Shan.
Shan was nice, man. People forget.
Oh man, Shan was that down by law. Down.
Right.
In my book, I described that battle, but I bigged up Shan Legend. Like I was like, yo, he's the living legend, hit maker. He set that bitch off.
Yeah. How proud are you of the book and the impact it had and how?
What's so
received.
important is I just want to be transparent. I feel like we got an obligation. I'm happy that I was able to tell my story. You know what I mean? As transparent as possible. And I can't lie to the people. I got to tell them where I really came from, what I really went through, so they can learn from my mistakes, or maybe inspire somebody who's going through a tough time, maybe with depression, maybe with. So it was so important I got it off. Shout out Shaheem Reed, who helped me write that. Without him, it wouldn't be possible. But we got a series based on the book with Kenya Barris and the Terrero brothers. Know the book. The book gonna teach a lot of people. They got that shit in public libraries.
Oh, it is in the
They
libraries.
teaching kids in school off the book, and is deep. Shout out to Jeezy. I just came back from Detroit doing the Q&A. For him narrating, he got a book called Adversity for Sale, which is so crazy. It's so similar to my book. He smoked weed one time, and they rushed him to the hospital. I smoked weed one time, they rushed me. And I'm listening to the shit, I said, damn, well, we had the same life. Like, that shit was crazy. I smoked weed one time and ran out the crib butt naked. The girl gassed me to smoke weed, and I was like, take me to the hospital, please. Like, and similar things, but it's, hip hop is 50.
Yes.
What does that mean? People are grown. Hip hop fans, they white boys that loved hip hop music growing up, Run DMC, everybody else. Now they're executives and CEO, and then you wonder why you said, damn, hip hop is on ESPN. Hip hop is there. When you finally meet the CEO, they like, bro, I'm fucking hip hop.
Yeah.
Like I grew up hip hop. You be like, yo, what is Fat Joe doing on CNN? By the way, the producer is hip hop. Like, yo, so
They don't know nothing
we're
else.
grown now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is why Obama got elected, because, hip hop brought everybody together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like before that civil rights and everything was so separated. But hip hop is just a magical tool that brings everyone together.
I was so happy at Yankee Stadium to see people wearing Run DMC T-shirts, waiting till 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning to see Run
and I was
DMC.
tired.
And they stayed for Run DMC. Nobody really left. It was like people stayed and like.
First of all, I had so much stress. Then I had to pull it off. Then nobody understands that Fat Joe's 52. Fat motherfucker diving up and down the stage trying to die.
Little workout.
Then I gotta walk up to my family in the suite. Like, I was done. Like they should have gave me the wheelchair, got me up out of there. I was done. And but I had to stay for Run DMC. I had to stay for Ice Cube.
I wanted to ask you that story. You had told enough, and I always tell people that, like how sucker MCs, and me and B-Dot talk about it, even B-Dot being younger. How sucker MCs changed the game of hip hop, like instantly.
One play meant the game was over. One play. We had that in our lives. We heard Eminem the first time. We heard, we had in moments.
Nothing but a G thing. Those type
Nothing
of
but a
records.
G. It changed the game.
Yeah.
Like the minute you hear this, okay, we moving this way.
Yeah.
Or, we're outcasting them. Oh shit, it's moving this way. Like in hip hop, the moments so much more fewer now.
Yeah.
Than when we was growing up. But like we saying, hip hop was growing. I'm in junior high school. Everybody kept playing the Treacherous Street. Come on. Kumo D action.
Yeah.
Come on. Lights out. Like everybody had their routine to that.
Yep.
3 girls that I wish I could pay now, because I didn't know who it was. They came on there and they played Sucker MCs and started and I watched everybody in the And the whole auditorium looked and was like, oh, it's over. Because the Bronx was running that shit for like 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrong. And then Queens just came.
Superhero.
Run DMC came with that sound, and it was almost like AI. The difference between hip hop
Sonics.
first and that shit was like a Martian came. It was like, oh no, it's over. What's crazy is, right? At the concert at Yankee Stadium, boom, 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 boom. It just turned me into a little kid where I remember how mythical, how it felt like I was at a play, Hamilton. It felt like, yo, this is Run DMC.
They're superheroes.
And they would, but no, when you heard it, you remembered when you was a kid and this shit was just too incredible when you was just like, yo. And they like, yeez, Jam Master J. Jam Master J. Run DM, Jam Master J. And you was like, oh shit, the gods are here.
Yeah.
And they looked incredible. See, I seen the Run DMC show where DMC, unfortunately, I know he got something with his voice. He didn't sound so good.
Right.
And Run was crazy out of shape. Right? Not in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
They was on.
They came with that motherfucking A
were
game
prepared.
up in
They were
there.
prepared.
They were well prepared. Lauryn Hill.
Smoked it. She came to play too. I was like,
What a
I've
moment.
been in shows.
She want to do a set.
I've been in shows with Lauren. Was like, look, no disrespect. She's no disrespect.
Yeah.
You know, she's my favorite female rapper of all time. I say it. You can Google that 1,000,000 times. She gotta know. She's the best that ever did it, right? But I've been to some shows. Hers, Anita Baker. You know, when you go to the show, you want to sing the song. But they switch it up
Yeah,
to where you
very
can't even
speed of
fucking
it.
sing with them.
Yeah.
Right? So when you go, ooh la la, she go, ooh, but the la la, ooh, like you like, yo, where's that at the song? I'm trying to fucking sing along.
Right.
Not this night.
No,
She
was
fucking
point.
was like,
bang bang.
she ain't come to play. She know what it was. It was 50th year of hip hop.
She was.
you
I
know?
thought it was two
Shout
and done.
out
She
to-
kept going.
Yeah, right. I thought
it was two and
Shout out
done.
to
She kept
everybody.
going.
No, she kept going.
kept
Shout
going.
out to everybody who did not participate in that one event. Guys like The Game who had legendary albums, Pharrell. There's so many artists that weren't there that I wish they would have been there because their contributions to hip hop was too important, and so I'm just sorry that anybody who had another show, another obligation, or wasn't invited because so many people deserve to be on that stage.
Right.
Special night.
Looking back on it now, I mean, we're 50 years in hip hop, but you're also 30 years in your career. Represent turned 30 earlier this year. And then also we have Don Cartagena turned 25. I always wanted to know, because Big Pun's Capital Punishment came out that year as well. Did you feel the pressure coming off of Big Pun's success going into your own album?
I can't say that to you because I never felt pressure. So my thing, I legitly played number 2 for Pun to grow, right? So when I met Pun, I knew he was the best Latino. I knew the Latinos needed him, no matter what. I knew he was better than everybody lyrically because I'm a hip hop historian. So it went from Coogee Rap and went to Nas, went to Jay, and when this guy was like, dead in the middle, I knew what we had.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I said, let me focus my energy on making him the biggest. He'll be the anchor of Terror Squad. And then whatever falls from the tree for me. And so, I had to follow up with Don Cartagena. Things that people don't get me. First of all, I'm one of the most underrated rappers ever. I know they say
That's
that.
a fact.
I'm famous because I do everything else. I do podcasts. I talk shit. I do movies. I collect sneakers. I'm famous because Fat Joe ain't missing shit. The other day I went to the Rucker. The sneaker is called the Blackout, right? In memory of the 20 years. Yesterday they threw up the fucking
I saw that.
that lineup. My wife didn't even know shit about basketball at that time. She knows now, and she's like, Jesus Christ, you had Yao Ming? You had Yao Ming there? Like, boy, I didn't know. You might have took it. Like, she was like,
You might have took it.
yeah. She finally told me, yo, you might have fucking took it. Like I was like, yo, mom, we had Mike Bibby in the cut. We had Stoudemire in the cut. Zach Randolph in the cut. Al Harrington in the cut.
All right.
You know, AI, Starberry, Carmelo. Like it was dumb.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen this 20th anniversary. You know, if that flyer ain't come out, and I did this with you, they would have been calling me Joey Cap when all the clips come out.
You gotta retire
These
Joey
motherfuckers
Cap.
think I'm Joey Cap.
Joey Cap.
You know what I'm saying? But
Joey
it's just,
Cap.
I'm sorry, I was doing this type of thing. So I go in the Rucker, and when I go in there to see the young kids, it was the championship game, and then we bring in the sneaker, the guy on the mic goes, "This is your park. You own the park. This is your 6 championships. Woo. Nobody like fat like they." But I'm doing that, and in my head, I'm thinking. I said, "This is why niggas be hating on me." I said, "You can't even go to a game now without them saying that Joey Cap won 6 championships, that had this and this and this." And I'm saying this is why we was doing too much out here. We was really outside. I can't complain. Look, I want to live till I'm 105, but God forbid. Yo, I was outside. God was good to me. You know, I was able to like really, and look, we still gone. We don't miss a beat. We still out here working. We still out here doing what we got to do. Actually, we bigger than ever.
Right. Were you happy with the success of Don Cartagena come off of capital punishment though?
Yeah, I didn't care. Like my thing was, see, in Don Cartagena, I was still like underground.
No,
So
you had the record with Puff. That was my favorite.
Big
joint.
Pun, that was a street record with Puff. If Big Pun, if Biggie never comes out, then Fat Joe never makes a hit. Because I was there when Puff did all those hits with Biggie. And so when I met Pun, we would have just kept the DITC with Pun. Underground, boom bap, you know what I'm saying?
The enemy type beats.
All day. And that's what Pun wanted to do. But I was like, oh no, you're going to be a Spanish Biggie, bro. We're going to get to the bag. We're actually going to see a female fan in the crowd. Because before that, we had motherfuckers spitting razors and army fatigue and they shit. And so when Pun did it, right, I still thought I was going to be MOP. I still, Don Cartagena, if you really listen to it, it's a digging in the crates underground album. It wasn't till Jose that Pun passed that I was like, oh no, I like this money. We gotta keep these hits going. And we come up, we thugging and what's love?
Yeah.
Because
so you feel like that was the era where you really went for it. You was going for it.
I know the era I really went for. Don Cartagena, I was just spitting. Blow your back out, this with Shoddy, without talking all type of shit.
MOP's on that album too, right?
Huh?
MOP's on that album, I think.
Yes, they on that album. And so Don Cartagena to me was still a
That
borderline underground album. Now Jose is where I went for it. You know, where I said, all right, I'm gonna be a superstar.
Anthems. I need some anthems.
Yeah, I need some anthems.
So go back to the first album, Represent. I always wondered, like, coming off the street, knowing you could rap, but like learning how to really make songs. Like, what was the memories of
I couldn't
like,
even
that
rap.
album?
I always knew how to pick beats. Always knew how to pick beats. There's a lot of artists, I won't say their name, that they're you know, when we say, they could have been much better, I truthfully know it's simply because they didn't know how to pick beats. So they were so dope, but we listening to the beats, we like this. And so I always tell everybody with Represent, I was just repping my block. Two things was going on. I was going to let you know how real I was on that album. And I never seen the Spanish dude do that.
Yeah.
So I knew Spanish kids all over America were going to be like, holy shit, we finally got one.
A thorough Spanish dude.
Yeah, really, thorough with a half moon, 50 dudes behind him, guns in the video, gold medallions, Rolex. They ain't see a motherfucker like me. A trapper on the screen. A motherfucker, you got to flow, Joe. He wasn't playing.
You told me about Piscataway.
Well, it just rap. You know, people were mad at me a long time at the Rucker because I said, never liked balls up to hell. It was just a bar. It was like even Roy Jones was forced to lean back. I love Roy Jones. It was just a bar.
Just rap.
You know, I just rap. So it was a bar. It was a low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I think since then I've been more careful about the bars. You know, Roy Jones almost came and fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? So I had to calm down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want that.
Yeah, but you've gotten better over the years, though, Crack.
You know, we showed you Yankee Stadium. You know, we got it. You know what I'm saying? We got hits. We got underground. You know, I forget all my shit. Like my favorite song I ever did was called Definition of a Dawn. You know, and then also Bring It On from the Terror Squad out. Like I got like street class. Like I could do a SOBs right now and fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Boy Salute.
so it's very important. Like so, Fat Joe. So we all know the historical story of when LL Cool J got so big. 50th anniversary, first time we saw LL, he said, "Box." My radio, like he was the hardest pause, the hardest motherfucker we ever seen, right? Then he gets so big, it's almost like Khaled's album, Suffering for Success. Then you know the infamous story came out the 125th and they booed him.
Yeah.
Not because he's whack, just because he was so successful.
Winning so much, yeah.
He was winning so much. So
Welcome to the Panther era.
I've been in places where Fat Joe showed up. So I'm technically, you know, I'm from the bottom. I went back to my projects last week. I licked my floor in my house when I went. I cannot believe I grew up here. God bless him. I'm telling you the truth.
Square footage.
That square footage like this, I could touch that. I couldn't believe now that it's incredible. Right? God bless everybody in Forest Projects, but try to get up out, right? Yeah. And so I'm from the bottom, right? And so success, it brings a little bit of hate. You know, some people wish they could have did that, or they hallucinate, they should have it, they this and this and that. So I've been in shows where I go and it's the whole underground audience and they're looking at me like they want to do the LL with me. Like they want to boo. And I come on there with, now who the fuck you think you talking to?
Yeah.
Then I go into motherfucking Flojo. Then I go into John Blaze. I go into my lifestyle. Go by then they like, like you can't front on me, bro.
Can't.
I got a whole and they feel stupid. Somebody really hates me, this underground, that's mad that I'm commercially successful. They in there like, and then the enemy comes on. Enough's enough. Federal shot, and they're like, and they man's just banging on them like, yo, it's crack, nigga, it's crack. It's crack. He gotta go.
People don't realize that, like, a lot of new generation, that Jay-Z was underground, Nas was underground, Fat Joe was underground. Like, we saw
Biggie
you guys,
was underground.
Biggie was underground.
Yeah.
You know, like you were underground MCs, and you guys became superstars.
That was the
It came from the bottom.
natural transition.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't just go. It's almost like we forced, like you said, Don Carter Jr., I forced myself to still be underground. After the Big Pun success, I could have easily started making Boricua Morenas. And I was just like, nah, I'm still going MOP. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna kill your moms. You know, we gonna do, you know, fuck that. How about some hardcore?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we still, you know, and then once Pun died, you know, I knew the difference between the money. You know, Flojo, I was getting $500 a show. I was doing, every Saturday, I was doing 3 shows. New York, Connecticut, the Bronx. Then DC, Virginia, the same night. You know, that was how I was making $1. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't making no real money. And so, you know, once Pun did it and we started seeing 50,000 a show, wild shit like that, I was like, oh, I gotta make it hit.
Right. But even in addition to having Pun in your corner, you always had Mayo on your side. So you guys grew up together, right?
Yeah. High school.
Went to high school. I met Joe in 9th grade.
9th grade.
We was in music class together in homeroom.
We had an interesting homeroom, right?
Yeah, we had a wild homeroom.
What was so interesting about it? It was just
probably every gangster and lunatic in the world just happened to be in the same homeroom.
Any future drug lord was in our fucking homeroom. Everybody holding court in jail as we speak.
As people just coming home now. With 9th grade.
Yeah, literally. People coming home now.
Man, your hip hop ties run deep too. You used to own a club out here in New York City, right?
I had a piece of Club Essos in 1996. Yeah,
Club
Essos.
Essos.
I had Club Essos. Yeah, I had Maria Davis, Mad Wednesdays when she did the stop. Remember they was who's smoking weed in here? The Biggie line.
Yeah.
I mean the Jay-Z thing from what was it 444? What was it? What song is that?
No, I know 444.
No, 22 twos.
Yeah,
22 twos. The Maria Davis thing. I had it with that.
Well, 2022 twos do add up to 444 somehow.
Somehow I got that right. But, you know, we had Maria Davis Mad Wednesdays. I seen 112 perform at Essos first. I was probably one of the last ones that have Kim and Foxy Brown on stage together.
Wow.
You know, with Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was amazing. Esso's it was amazing place. I've seen it all. Like every artist broke through.
May's like the most interesting man in the world. He owns a tire shop. He owned it like there's nothing he can't do. Just today he did an interview for some sneakers. And I be forgetting my brother's shit. He was busting out joints today. I said, damn, this motherfucker got it.
I did an interview today with NBC for sneakers correlating to the 50 years of hip hop. So I brought out like Wu-Tang Dunks and Drake's 11s. I brought out the Terror Squad Air Force. You know, Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, Legends of Summer, like shoes that haven't been seen in 100 years and shoes that are unobtainable. Brought them out today and made a little movie for NBC today. It was dope.
So did you book the talent that come to your club at the time?
No, it was all promoters. I even had Sal Abatello from The Fever used to do my Saturday nights. Like I had a hip hop Wednesday. I had a house music Saturday. I had everything left over from the tunnel on Sundays. Like whatever was left over that couldn't get into the tunnel would weasel their way into Esso's on a Sunday. I mean, it was a great run.
Right.
So how many clubs did you get kicked out of coming up in the game?
I beat up every promoter, every
bouncer.
Bouncers, we was giving them the business. Yo, I got a funny story. When I met my wife, right? We met my wife, I met her in Miami, right? And she came back. She's really from Queens. So we went out the first time ever. Well, I had no money. You know, I was just struggling about to come out, right? Little bit before Flojo. And so, you know, our friends already looked at her like, this beautiful girl, what she's doing with this fat motherfucker? He ain't got no money either. He's pop. Like, right? So they had a problem with me, right? And
Wasn't
you know,
embraced.
they only rapped to all the big drug dealers in Queens. You know, they had little diamonds and shit. So the one day they meet me, we go to a club in Manhattan, right? So they like, we going to a club. So I'm with all our girlfriends and just me. We pull up to the club. And they tell me, and they say, oh, he can't come in here, right? With the first date I ever had with our friends, and it was like, these guys tore down the whole fucking club. Like, these guys broke every musical equipment that's in here, like just last week. You're not coming in here. She kept it real with me and left with me. Her friends were so pissed at her. Oh, but yeah, I have a zero tolerance. I will not let a human being disrespect me without handling it. That's just been my whole entire life. So to be honest with you, somebody in human form that has disrespected me, they caught it every single time. And they know it. And so somebody's hallucinating, lying, telling you stories, they're liars. Because we give it. Yeah, we gave it to everybody in the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I have zero. It's like a dictatorship, like a tyrant. Like I'm gonna handle it right on this. You're not getting away with it. Right. You know.
So man, how did you even get the name, man? Did Joe give that to you?
No, that was just from.
He's the mayor.
He's the mayor.
I grew up in Michelangelo houses. My grandmother lived in Patterson Projects. My aunt lived in Melrose. All these places hated each other. Then I'll go to Harlem and hang out on 140th or 139th Street with my man Reggie White, and everybody was like, yo, we can't stand each other, but mayor's on this block, mayor's on that block, mayor's with this one, mayor's with that one.
Still like that.
And my man Reggie White was like from Harlem, was like, yo, you're like the mayor. And that was like at like 16 years old, and that stuck with me forever. Right. It just stuck. My grandmother calls me alcalde, God rest her soul. She calls me mayor in Spanish. Alcalde, ven aquí, come here, like, you know, before she passed. It just stuck with everybody.
Well, who's the mayor or the president when it comes to these sneakers? Because again, you know you for that
Joey
crack,
got
you know
it.
what
Joey
you did.
got it. Look, I'm saying it now. Joey got it. I said it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It.
He's on the Mount Rushmore. Clark Kent is definitely on the Mount Rushmore. Yeah. I'm squeezing in there in the side on the right corner.
This guy's he's Joey Cap right now.
Hold on. He's Joey Cap. Who's the guy there? It's you, Clark Kent. I'm in the corner. Who's this guy? Do we know who it is?
I always give it to Greg Street.
Oh,
Greg Street.
I always give it to Greg
Street.
That's
a good one.
No, it's the most diverse collection I've ever seen in my life.
Perfect.
That's pretty good.
No, that's a real good one.
Pretty good.
I'm with that.
You know how you open up your pantry and he got a big house in Marietta, Georgia, and you open up your pantry, you expect to see a lot of cupcakes and candies and sugar. Greg Street got sneakers in there.
Sneakers in the pantry.
I'm not lying, I swear.
He ain't got a wife, right? A wife?
It just doesn't exist. The guy, Greg is weird. Greg has a pool in his backyard for 30 years. There's never no water in it. Like in the summertime,
There's
he's
no
weird.
water in it.
No water. He
at
doesn't.
all.
No, he doesn't turn the pool. He's crazy. You go into his pantry. I went into it. We was gonna do an interview one time. We was gonna do a show together. It never panned out. I went to Greg Street's house, and he has a bedroom with every single promo T-shirt ever made.
Wow.
I'm talking represent
He gonna
Flo
open a
Joe.
store like that.
He's got millions in there. I'm talking UGK riding dirty T-shirts.
Wow.
I'm talking Exhibit first album that I gave out at Club SOs. He had those T-shirts. Now Greg is I never seen
You know,
nothing
I
like
saw
it
the
in my life.
documentary on Biz Markie the other night.
Yeah, how is it?
And it's really great. It's
Yeah,
sad.
Sasha Jenkins did it. Sasha.
Yeah, it's really sad. You know, Biz, you know, I really love Biz Markie. It hurt me a lot. You know, to see what he went through his final year, you know, how much I never knew that he grew up with Rakim. I never knew, you know, there's things in there that bugged me out that I was like, yo, because Rakim's talking like the mayor. Like, you know, he's all in the documentary. Like, you know, I remember when Biz first banged on the table in junior high and I started freestyling. I'm like, yo, these guys grew up.
Crazy is that?
I never knew that.
Rakim, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane. Now him.
So I cornered Biz Markie in real life. It's not in the documentary. And I asked him why. You know, I asked him why he embraced me. Because before I ever had a deal, he used to pull up in my projects, hang out with me. And he said, I knew it. I said, what you mean? He said, Joe, I knew you was gonna be the next to blow. I knew you was gonna be a star. He said, that's why I used to pull up on you. I knew it. Like I would have bet anything that you was gonna, you know, be a star. And I was like, wow. He knew that. I didn't know it.
Wow.
You know, rest in peace, Biz Markie, man. Wow. And so, you know, it's beautiful to see that hip hop was so celebrated for the 50th birthday. We got to keep it going. 51st birthday.
Yeah.
A lot of people ate that haven't been eaten in a long time.
I was gonna say a lot of pioneers had these opportunities this year that they hadn't.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's so important that we continue to make sure they get checks. It's so important that they keep eating and getting their roses because they created an art form that has created millions of jobs and trillions of dollars. Think about that.
True.
It's a fucking natural resource. You know, it's a natural resource, and bro, they created some shit, bro, that's like, you know, imagine the world without hip hop. You know, we wouldn't have a job, right?
Right.
We'd be dead broke.
You wouldn't be at the White House.
No, I'm going next week.
Going
again.
back to the White House.
Kamala called me up, man. It's time. 50th hip hop, brother. Kamala called me back.
That is Kamala called.
Nah,
So the vice
Kamala.
president just called you?
quick.
She didn't call me. Her right hand woman called me and said, Joe, we're having an event for Hip Hop 50. Would you like to come? And very rare does my wife and my daughter ever like to hang out with me. And they said, we're going. so they're in.
What was it like going there the first time as, you know, a guy from the Bronx?
Joey Crack. Do you know who Joey Crack? Y'all still don't know Joey Crack. Y'all think y'all read the book. Joey Crack, the type of shit he had to do. You ever seen this movie, what's that movie they do in India? The movie they did in India.
Slumdog Millionaire?
No, man. Tractable, what's
Extraction.
Extraction. You ever seen Extraction?
Yeah, I saw Extraction, yeah.
1 and 2.
Extraction 1.
Watched them 80 times.
Extraction 1, right? It's about, to me, the whole movie is about, he's a killer. He's going to get a kid that was kidnapped. But you know who Joe Crack was in that movie? The little Indian kid that wanted to be down with the drug lord so bad, he wanted them to cut his finger.
Yeah.
He kept coming at this killer, like I gotta impress them. I gotta let them know. I'm not gonna be broke my whole life. That was me. You know, Joe Crack was like, bro, I don't know what the fuck I wouldn't have done to get on. Now, you know, when I'm 14 years old, every drug kingpin in Bronx and Harlem, they knew who Joey Crack was as 14. Imagine now, I wouldn't know who's 14. They knew this nigga was coming.
Boy George.
They knew it. They knew he was coming. They was like, yo, he is coming. This kid is coming. Like, he's not going to stop till, you know, thank God for hip hop. You know, and then with all that, I'm in the White House. You got to be kidding. But I'm representing patients. So power to the patients. We passed the law here in New York City for the first time ever in New York City history, where the hospitals got to be transparent and tell you what you got to pay. So it's
Oh,
all
wow.
a gimmick. You two know what you're getting paid per episode, right? I know what I'm paying for that Big Mac downstairs. We all know what the hell we paying, right? You go to the hospital, they don't tell you what you paying.
No,
Yeah.
They
So
say,
they go, so it's not even black or white.
It's just how they do it.
It's like, it's an MRI today, we got 10 scheduled. One patient, he may be white, he's paying $1,000. Come the next patient's paying $3,000. The next patient is paying $500. The next patient is paying $10,000. They charge you whatever the fuck they want. And so people are over 100 million Americans are bankrupt due to how health
Can't pay
and
them
hospital
bills, can't pay those bills.
can't pay them bills.
Yep.
And when you broke, what happened? You damn sure ain't keeping the family. You ain't keeping the woman.
Right.
When they break you, you can't afford your family. You ever been in a relationship where you ain't had the money?
That's currently.
Have you ever been in a relationship? Yo, I used to have a girl back in my project. She used to be like, you better go stick up that fucking supermarket. You better go get that fucking
Tough
money.
tough love.
I need the Reebok 34.99. What's this?
5411.
I need them 54.11s. They came out in purple, boy. You better get that fucking shotgun. And I was so broke, I used to have to borrow the shotgun from my man Black Ant. Rest in peace. I had to borrow a layaway on the fucking gun. Yo, give me the gun. Let me hold it. I'll give it back.
Have to pay the shoddy. But so you changed laws here, correct? That's
Yeah,
that's
we
amazing.
did, and we're gonna continue. Last year, you know, our Muslim African brothers and sisters in the Bronx, they had the fire that killed the 17 people. We raised over 2 million.
Yep.
You know, that's what we here for. You know what I'm saying? These people in the Bronx, man, they let me live. They could have killed me easily. You know what I mean? They let me live. So I have a silent contract with them that whenever something goes wrong, Joe Crack's gonna be there. You know, and so that's how we live our life. You know what I'm saying? And we proud of it.
Absolutely.
When we getting you back in that studio, man, what's this voodoo thing you on? Voodoo record? What is that?
That's Shab. You know, little,
You know what I'm saying? Little light work out here.
little boy sing. You know, guy. You know,
Got a lot of views out there.
I let my voice to people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta work. You know, Elliot, I gotta work. It's a fly song, voodoo. You into that type of, you know, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? She's a good person.
Yeah.
And so right now, in order for me to make music with anybody, is pretty much I gotta love you. You know what I mean? Like 5 Mics. I got a song with 5 Mics. I did a song with
Gorilla
Dice Peso, Gorilla Nems.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got Sanction Shanction.
Oh, with them you got something?
Yeah, I got
joint with
Sanction because I don't really work like that no more with music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I knew Nems wanted me to get on his album. You know, I went on BET and called him the new Fat Joe. Right? So he wanted me on his album, but then I was playing, and then I started getting these texts. You know, he signed a
Rosenberg now.
Paul
Rosenberg, the Eminem.
Yeah.
You know, I owed him too many favors. When that text come through, I'm like, say no more.
I'm all scared of that
Yeah,
text.
dude.
Yeah, hit me with that. Say no more.
Yeah.
You know, 50th anniversary. Melly Mel say some shit about Eminem, right? And I'm gonna tell you something here, which I hope nobody takes the wrong way. But I see him in the Knick game like a day later, and Melly Mel's my OG. Like he's the guy who I look up to, I worship. And I sit down, I said, yo, why you go after the white boy, man?
Yeah.
That's his 50th anniversary. This is the time to run it up. You trying to block your blessings? Like, you know, because I learned the hard way. You know, I never complained and I never even said it publicly. But you know, I had beef with 50 Cent and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
The
At
two
the
most
height of their commercial
the
success.
two most fucking powerful dudes in the world.
Yeah.
And so Reebok was gonna give me a sneaker there, and they oh, you have beef with Jay-Z and 50 Cent.
Jordan
We
too,
can't-
right?
Jordan too. We can't give you the deal. Oh, that you know how much money shit was like an embargo. I'm not saying they purposely was doing it,
No, just you
but
wrong.
God, like you know, Mayor's not doing what it deal with you if you got beef with Fat Joe. So that's the whole point. I try to teach him from my mistakes.
Yeah.
I say, yo, bro, You don't want to diss
I
him.
think he pulled it back. I think he.
I know,
Yeah,
but what
yeah.
I'm
No,
saying
no.
is, don't block your blessings.
No, you were smart. You literally said something to him. which is
Yeah,
great.
because you know, Paul hit me up and said, "Yo, we really need you on that NEMS record." I said, "He signed you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "No problem. I'll be in the studio tonight." How do you want it? Hardcore, dance. What do you want? A party? Tell M I came through. Like, you know, I owe Eminem so many favors.
Yeah.
Like I have used my relationship with this guy to oblivion. You hear me? No, I swear to God, I owe
More than Lean Back Remix? More than that?
Lean Back Remix. He was on the Lord Above. The man,
Oh,
he
Lord
gave me the
Above, yeah,
sneakers
yeah,
before everybody in the world. That man do anything. You know, he's a beautiful. You know, he tried to talk me out of retirement.
I've been
I
trying
know
to do
you're
that
gonna
too.
say Joey Cap. I was in my mother's house, shirt off, topless. My phone rings a number I don't know. Thank God I picked it up. It's Eminem. He starts trying to convince me for a whole hour. Don't leave us. He almost was depressed that I was leaving our era. Don't leave us. You still got it. He said, I purposely start listening to all your music to see if maybe you should retire. No way. You got it. Stay in here, Joe. I'm like, yeah.
I like that. He has
I'm
to
like,
do his homework,
no.
make sure.
It's an honor to me.
bars
You
are
know,
still
he's a
sharp.
God.
Yeah.
You know, he's a God. Eminem's a God. I don't give a fuck what you think. He's a God. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who shifted the whole algorithms when he came
Facts.
out. I remember me and Big Pun. Big Pun was the first Latino to sell 2 million records solo. We nominated for a Grammy, and the night before we go to the Grammys, we are waiting online in LA in Tower Records for the fucking Eminem album.
Online.
Wow.
Online.
Nominated
Online.
for the Grammy.
Nominated for a Grammy, me and Big Pun online to get that motherfucking Eminem album.
Wow.
You tell me he ain't a rap god. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I respect everybody who put their contributions to this game. Milk is chilling. You can't go. Milk is chilling.
Stop
Giz
chilling.
is chilling.
Audio
What
too.
more can I say? All right, let's play this game. Say a song that you will always forgive. You will always remember. A song, lyrics to something that you'll always
I remember when
on a
Rakim
hip-hop
did the
record.
7 MCs. 7
Oh,
MCs.
7 was
21
Ah,
21 MCs.
Busta Rhymes used this last game. You wasn't there, but Busta Rhymes said
he
the
did?
same thing.
No, that was
7
one of the first
MCs
ones.
to the.
A line that kind of like, you remember where you were? That
Like
kind-
if it came on right now, you would have to say it.
Oh, you said the other one for me too. Suck MCs. When
Suck
DMC,
MCs.
When DMC said I'm light skinned, I live in Queens.
Love
like
you,
the
chicken
collard
and
I was like,
collard
I'm light
greens.
skinned. I live in Queens. I love chicken and collard greens.
I mean, not because
like
you're
it was
here,
me.
but literally, it's funny that you're here though, because my daughter, she's 10 years old. She loves tongue twisters. So I let her play Twins, you know, and she loves that part. So I
Dead in
stopped
the
it. Dead in the middle of Little Italy.
Wow.
And she's getting the hang of it, but she loves that part. So that's
Shout
something
out
I can-
Busy Signal. Busy Signal is a Jamaican artist, king of tongue twisters. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
When you see him rap, you like. One day I heard him freestyle. I was like, dumbed out. Shout out to Common. Shout out. They had a guy out there named Juice. They used to freestyle
Oh, Chicago, right?
for Chicago.
Yep, yep.
Chicago has some mean artists. Shout out the whole movement over there in LA. Far Side.
Far side.
I got 5 on it. I almost beat him up. One of the guys from the Loonies. Yeah.
Yuck mouth?
One of them, the light skinned one, he kept staring at my wife, man. And I had to tell him, like, yo, bro, you want to get beat up or something? What's going on here, man? Fuck wrong with you, man?
You had to deal with all the funkiness of the West Coast.
Yeah.
It was a tough time for you with the West Coast. In the
You know, I'm
beginning.
the only
Fat
rapper
Joe's
that
career.
physically got it on with the West Coast. The only East Coast rapper who we don't talk about it because, you know, it ain't cool.
That's true.
But I got it on.
Yeah.
That's
like-
true. We had when we had a Snoop Dogg on a couple years ago when they had the summit with Farrakhan.
I was there.
He said that it was quiet, and then Fat Joe raised up and said, "We fucking loved you. How can you do this to us?"
That's a fact.
And he was like, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh."
Because we hip hop. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck where you from. I fuck with the Goody Mob. I fuck with Outkast. I fuck with Luke. Hip hop is a fucking religion. It's a culture. And so people play divide and conquer. People play like we don't really love each other. We fucking love each other. I was crying at Prodigy's funeral. Like I was so embarrassed. that I was crying in front of the whole hip hop game. You know, when I walked in Prodigy's funeral, they had a band playing Shook Money.
Wow.
And so if hip hop is a pyramid, right? We lost a fucking brick with him. And I realized it at the funeral. I was like, and then doom, doom. I said, wow. We ain't lose nothing like this in a while. And shout out to Nate Dogg. Shout out to Coolio. Shout out to Heavy
lost.
D. There's no Fat Joe if there's no Heavy D.
Heavy D. I think this is getting a lot of credit, man.
Props.
Heavy D. There's no Fat Joe
the blueprint.
if there's no Heavy D. To this day, when I think I'm fly, I see pictures of Heavy D 30 years ago and he wore the same shit. Nah, man, that nigga had that. The overweight lovers in the house, you know how they made fat
dance.
people feel?
Yeah.
Like it's
And he was dancing.
what? He was fly yet. I never forget the time I seen him in a picture with Nia Long holding a hand. I was like, yo, the fat dudes came up. Fat boys.
Yeah.
Every single block party, every jam that I ever went to in the Bronx started with fat boys. That's how they started. It was always the first record.
Set it off.
And you heard the ricochet off the walls. Fat boys. And I don't care what you was doing, playing baseball, tag, football, whatever, you just go over there. And so, you know, just everybody who paved the way. But really that movement over there too, because I really started with She Keeps On Ganging Me By. I started with, what's the man? I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Wish I was a aim with a caller. Wish I was, yo, I was with them.
Yeah.
Class of 92, 93. You know, we was all trying to come up.
Absolutely.
You know, so Hip Hop 50, if anybody who didn't get they just due, just know we love you and we understand and we respect your contributions to the game. And we just gonna keep hip hop alive.
You know what it makes me think of? Because it's been so long he's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Last time he was on the podcast with Remy, right before All the Way Up really came out, I remember B-Dot had saw you do it, a snippet of it at a show. And B-Dot was like, yo, Fat Joe got this record that sounds like it could be
Smash
a
it.
smash. And then
Smash.
you took it off. After you took it offline, you took it off YouTube, and then you put the record out. And we sat, I think the day Flex was going to play it, that's when you were sitting with us.
The only fear
And
I
it took
had was
off.
that we hadn't had a hit in a while. And it's true. They stalled. All the Way Up should have automatically been number one. But some DJs, you know, this shit is a real monkey see, monkey do game.
Political, it's political.
No, not just political. It's like, are you gonna go in on this record? It sounds like a hit, but we playing frickety dickety dickety. You know what I'm saying? And they're a little old.
Yeah.
Well, Fat Joe is. Remy was only like 34 or whatever, 33.
Rem's fresh out though too, right?
Still, it was a smash.
Yeah.
It was no different than a lean back. But you had some people that were waiting for the cosign to let it go.
Absolutely.
You know, Lean Back came out. They told me a story. Jeezy just told me a story. He said, yo, I knew the story, but he said, I was in Cancun when Lean Back came out, the whole BMF. And DJ SNS played Lean Back for 4 hours straight, no other song. He said, no other song. He said, it was just Lean Back. He said, people kept paying them to play it.
Run it
paying
back.
them. It was that big. Now, the mutual experience to that was I was in Miami and they wouldn't stop playing it back to back. It was a Memorial Weekend. They just kept playing it. We used to drop all our records Memorial Weekend because all the DJs
was
was
the
out.
big
They could
weekend.
play
That
at
was
the
the big
barbecues,
weekend.
whatever.
Yep.
So,
You wanted the summer anthem.
so All the Way Up should have been the same thing off rip. It was that. You know what I'm saying? But because I was a little older, ain't have a hit in like 5 years, it was like, let me see what you do. Let me see what you do. Let me see what you do. And then eventually, you know,
And it blew.
it took charge, man. We still all the way up, man.
But I feel like you could undisputedly have two anthems that are part of history that it's undeniable.
Drake FaceTimed me 3 times trying to get on All the Way Up. 3 times.
Wow.
Middle of the night. Send me the instrumental. Send me the instrumental. Send me the instrumental. I wish I would have got Drake on there, right? But the fact of all the history of me and Jay-Z,
Yep.
I was like, it got to be just me and Jay-Z. I said, because anybody who really knows, I've been doing this for hip hop and my whole life. I gave my life to hip hop for real.
Yeah.
So I was like, anybody who truly understands, this is the moment. It ain't just gonna be a posse cut. It ain't gonna be, and this is the last time Drake ever asked me to do a song. But nah, man.
Hey, Drake got to forgive him, B-Dog.
Nah, Drake gotta forgive me, huh? I'm like, damn, man, please throw me a frisbee. But yeah, it's true. All the way up was that big that we had the biggest. 50 Cent was everybody you could fucking name who's a monster was hitting us up like, yo, send the Pro Tools. And we was just like, it's like, I was like, yo, this is history. You know what I mean? Because I personally, my whole life, never thought I would make a song with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? So the fact we had that, it was right time. I said, fuck that. Let's give the game something they never thought they would get.
What was y'all laughing at the Beyonce show, man? Those some beautiful photos right there.
You know, Fat Joe talks so much shit. I don't know where I was at with that, but
you also joke about how much you could have done back then if you was not.
Man, I lost maybe $100 million not fucking with Jay-Z, cause just being stubborn. How about I tell you what we was laughing about? The man was telling me that he wished we would have been brothers since day one and we would have been cool with each other since day one. And then he told me about a mutual friend that used to always try to tell him, yo, Joe's the coolest guy in the world, this and that. And I'm like, yo, meanwhile, I'm thinking the friend he's telling him is an asshole. And then we started laughing about it. I said, the whole time I thought this was a fuck nigga. Like, and then we started laughing like, meanwhile, he was a good dude telling them, yo, Joe's a good dude, man. Like, you would love Fat Joe. They used to tell me the same thing about 50 Cent. They used to tell me the same thing.
You had Rivera in between that.
He was in there. Crazy. We had a couple of people in there that was like, yo, telling me to say, you will love him. I'm like, nah, I would love it. They tell 50, you will love him. Joe Crack, you will love him. Nah, fuck him. We stubborn. New York's real stubborn, man.
But life's been good with Rock Nation.
Life is amazing for me. Shout out Desiree Perez. I don't know where I would be without her. You know what I'm saying? So, family, I love them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm honored to be family with them. You know what I'm saying? To me, it ain't even about, man, I'll never get off Rock Nation.
Wow.
Like, it's like, we family. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And so it's just an honor, you know what I mean, to be around smart people, good people not trying to fuck you, people want to see you do great, people want to see you grow. You know how this business is. I just met him a little bit too late. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm not up. I'm up.
All the way up.
No, I'm all the way up. I'm up. Don't get it fucked up. I'm up, boy, in every state. Like, trust me, I'm good in every state.
Word.
Yeah, we ain't playing. We blessed, man. God is great, man. I want to give all the glory to God. God is great.
I want to give the glory for B-Dot for bringing you here, man. Last minute,
man. Joe come through, man.
Everybody,
you can't get Fat Joe on this short notice like this.
Yes, B-Dot Kid. He's a troublemaker on Instagram. Keep him off there. No. It's the terrible.
What?
Him? No, he's evil, borderline evil on Instagram. When I go on my lives, I'm talking about somebody, he be like, he's trash.
I'm saying it for you.
Yo, I'm like, yo, B-Dot.
Alter ego for
Yo,
Instagram,
I'm easily manipulated. So I catch myself like starting to diss. I'm like, no, B-Dot.
Stay in the light.
Stay in the light, yo, B-Dot. Like, B-Dot, I'm not fucking with you right now. No, it's trash. Get him out of here.
Got an IG alter ego.
I saw you dissing the girl Sexy Red or something. I was like,
we're not gonna say any names. We're not gonna say any names, but I'm just gonna say it for you, Crack. That's all.
Sexy Red, my girl. Ski you.
All right. There you go.
We gotta encourage it. We gotta encourage the youth.
That's what it is.
She said, my pussy pink, my booty hole brown. My daughter, I said, what? Swear to God, my daughter said, I said, what?
Oh, Lord.
I said, no. I said, I don't play that shit.
Right.
Like, you could get away with it. I've never told my daughter no. I've never not given her, like, she's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, she don't know. She came with that shit. money big. I said, whoa. We are not having that shit.
So we draw the line.
No. Oh, that's hip hop. No. Not for you. Not for you. And I made it a conscious effort growing up to not censor my kids. I let them hear the curses since they was 6 years old, 8 years old. My sons, my daughter, like I couldn't be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had to be able to listen to whoever they could. She could listen to Sexy Red. Just don't tell your father this is this and my booty hoes. No.
We're not going there. We're not doing that.
No, we're not going there for nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I will fucking wrap you in aluminum for you right now.
White van
Bake
talk.
you.
What would you like to see? What would you like to see in the future of hip hop, Joe? Thanks.
Man, I want less violence. I want everybody to think equity, think ownership, make more money than us, make us happy, make us proud, make moves, new moves, unity in hip hop. Is very important to us because when I look at a young brother or young sister that's successful, really successful in hip hop, I see 100 jobs. I see 100 families eating Thanksgiving because of the kid. And so that's what I want for them, more bosses. You know, more bosses, more take over Hollywood. There's nothing you can't do. You know, anything's possible. And that's what hip hop has taught me. That hip hop is possible. You know, anything is possible. Any dream, if you fight for it, you know, and the stars align, you could do whatever you want.
How about you, man?
Definitely less violence. I want artists that are considered older to keep making music.
Yeah,
Because older fans grow. If you didn't see the demographic in Yankee Stadium, which was 15 to 60, because that's what was in there.
Absolutely.
That's what was in there. I want artists to keep making music, even though they're labeled this, because you still have fans, we still enjoy the music. And along with enjoying everything young, we still enjoy everything the next level up.
Also, be very careful out there. All the artists out there, be very careful out there because you in the light, you are a target. There is no way around it. Stay focused. Stay away from that Rico. Stay away from that Rico. Only Puerto Rico. The only Rico you need to know is Puerto Rico. Go and have a vacation. That shit real out there.
That's a bar you might hear next song.
Puerto Rico, I know it's
That's a bar.
Only Rico I know is Puerto Rico. Stay away.
That's a bar.
You are a target. If you ever was paranoid, if you ever thought people were watching you, they are. I can't do shit. Okay, Fat Joe, and I'm an old school, right? I walk out of a hotel. True story. Pick a time. 6 in the morning?
Yeah.
6 in the morning. I look to the right. Bam! Somebody through the window got the camera. I walk to get in the car. Bam! Somebody at the bus stop got the camera. I walk in the thing. Bam! They got the drivers like this. Yo, I got fed. You're done. You're done. If you don't see these cameras all over, like you got to be crazy. You're not getting away with a crime. You're just not getting away with a crime. Your phone, towers, they know where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, don't be dumb out here. If your dream was, I grew up poor, I have a dream of being successful, buying my mother a house. When you do become successful, why play that game? There's something very interesting Jeezy told me when the other day. He said T.I. saw him counting mad money in the studio one day. And T.I. said, yo, let me holler at you. Yeah. It's the first time they met. And he said, yeah. He said, well, you know, you can't do both. He said, you're very, very talented. I believe you could be a superstar. But you can't sell drugs and rap. It's just not going to work. And so that's very important for everybody to know. You can't be out here doing these crimes, you know, because you're going to get caught up sooner or later.
Word. I'm glad
That's it.
caught
We
up.
did it. 2-hour special.
I'm glad we caught up, Joe.
I thought we had a Tony Yayo drink champs. That motherfucker went 5.5 hours. God damn, I had to
save
wait
some
for the 4 hour and 39th minute to hear about Fat Joe and Terror Squad. I was dizzy in that motherfucker.
We'll save some for later.
Thank you. Save a little piece for
A
later.
little bit for later.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Crack, man. Appreciate you.
Fat
Appreciate
Joe,
you
man,
guys.
thank you guys.
Rapper Radar Podcast.
Yeah.